Hello everybody, welcome to my second yoga video. Today I'd like to take you through some core work, and we'll also be working with opening up the hips, addressing the major joints in the hip area. And yeah, we tend to store a lot of tension down there, and I think it's a good loosening up practice today. But before we start, I'd like to take you through a breathing exercise called Viloma Pranayama. And it's you're inhaling on the count of 3, and then we'll pause for about 2 to 3 seconds, take another inhalation, or continue with the same inhalation for another count of 3, pause again, and then finally inhaling again to the count of 3, holding, and then exhaling on the count of 9. Okay, so I'll guide you through it a few rounds, and then I will breathe with you. Okay, so get into a nice comfortable seat. If you're used to sitting cross-legged with one leg in front of the other, you might want to switch, kind of change it up. It's good to keep the balance. So get nice and comfortable, close your eyes. Take a few sighs out through the mouth. Straightening your spine, relaxing the shoulders. Relaxing the face, especially the area around the eyes. Relaxing your jaw. And take a moment to swallow deeply. And just come into absolute stillness. Noticing how it feels to be in this body, how it feels to occupy space as a physical being in this very moment. Start noticing your natural rhythm of breath. Notice where the inhalations and the exhalations are happening in the body. And then slowly start to deepen your breath. Lengthening the inhalations and the exhalations. And start activating your ujjayi breath. So remember, we're using that gentle contraction in the back of the throat. So you start to hear your breath, it becomes audible. The air is flowing out in and out through the nose. Good, now let's take a deep inhalation together. And a full exhalation. Now starting the practice, inhale for 1, 2, 3, and then pause. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, and pause. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, and pause. And now exhaling for the count of 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Finishing all the air out. And again, inhale, 1, 2, 3, pause. Continue inhalating, 1, 2, 3, and pause. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, pause. And now exhale, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Fully relax the shoulders and the jaw, and we continue. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, pause, relax. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, and pause. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, pause. And exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'll guide you one more time through it and then we do it together. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, pause. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, and pause. Continue inhaling, 1, 2, 3, pause. And now exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And now I do it with you. Let's do it one more time. Now take a deep breath in through the nose and exhale out through the mouth. And just pause here again in stillness without doing anything in particular, simply noticing any changes in awareness. Notice the quality of your breath. Again, swallowing deeply. Now let's start our practice by deepening the Ujjayi breath now. Nice, deep, long inhalations and exhalations. Next time you exhale, drop the head to either shoulder. Feel stretch on the other side. And as you keep breathing, move the chin down towards the chest and roll the head to the other side. So you have an option here to go full circle or to switch directions. Maybe addressing the facial muscles. switching directions of the movement of the neck, or maybe pausing somewhere where it feels nice if you hit a sweet spot. And coming back to a neutral neck, let's start loosening up the shoulders. And be interested in how it feels to have a set of shoulders. Be interested in the way that they can move, and you're free to explore any possible movements here. Maybe you want to get the rest of the arms into play as well, the elbows. Addressing the wrists and all the joints in the fingers. Feel cracking. And then see how the spine wants to be talked to today. If you want to move into some circular movements, that's fine. If you feel like doing a few rounds of sitting cat-cow, go for it. So you can even keep your eyes closed here and just have a little chat with this body. Keep cultivating a connection with the breath. Only this inhalation and only this exhalation. So sooner or later, maybe loosening up the legs, releasing the cross. You might want to sway your knees from side to side, or even straighten out your legs. We do a few bicycle movements, pressing the knees, ankles, and of course the hips, which will be our theme today. So the hips are like the major intersection, right? We have these, our biggest joints in the hips. You feel how the inner thighs are connected with the outer hips, and how the lower back comes into this as well. Okay. Now, sit cross-legged again, with one leg crossed in front of the other. And now let's inhale, lift our arms up. Exhale, come into a twist. So you're gonna move your left hand towards your right knee, and the right hand comes behind you. Looking over the right shoulder, pausing here for a few deep breaths. Inhaling, coming up. You're going to interlace your fingers now and exhale around the spine. Pausing here, doing a few left and right movements to open up the upper back. And then inhale, coming all the way up. Exhale, bring the palms together back in front of the heart. Now move the crossing of your legs slightly more forward, but try to keep the ankles more or less underneath the knees. Okay, we're going to come into a forward fold now. So inhale, lengthen the spine, walk your hands or fingertips slightly more forward, and then drop the head as you exhale. Take a few deep breaths down into your back, into the outer edges of your hips. Maybe moving from left to right. A few more deep breaths. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, hug your knees into the chest and drop your head between the kneecaps. It's like you're floating on your sits bones here, so just enjoy that for a couple of breaths. And now you're going to change the crossing of your legs. So if the right leg was behind the left, now bring it in front and come back to sitting. Inhale, lift your arms up. And exhale, come into the twist on the other side. So right hand to your left knee and your left hand behind you. Taking a few deep breaths here. Inhale and exhale. Then inhale, face the front again. Exhale, interlace the fingers and round your spine. Take a few swaying movements from left to right to open up the space between the shoulder blades and the rest of the back. Inhale, coming all the way up again. Palms together, exhale. Bring the hands into Anjali Mudra. Now widening the cross of your legs again. Make sure that the ankles are more or less underneath the knees. And then slowly walk your hands forward to find your forward fold. Drop the head and a few deep breaths here. Maybe a few swaying movements from left to right if that feels good on your hips and your knees. Good, now inhale, come all the way up. And exhale here. Beautiful. So we're gonna come lying on our backs now. And just hug your knees into the chest. We just want to get into the back part of our hips, which in reality is our lower back. So if you hold your knees here, take them into a few circular movements so you can give your lower back a nice massage. Should feel quite nice. And in order to get a more range of motion here, let go of your knees, put your palms down and move the knees in bigger circles. Feel how the center of weight comes down into your lower back, into your glutes, into the hips. Nice. If you open your knees apart now, you can start addressing the groins, the inner thighs a bit. You can move here. Maybe play with straightening up the legs. Feel how your femur bones are now sort of massaging the inside of your hip joint. Good. And now place the heels down underneath your knees. Place the palms down. And as you inhale, you're going to lift your hips up by pushing down into your heels. Okay, nice. And then exhale. Slowly lower the hips back down. You feel like you're also massaging the rest of your spine. As you inhale, come up. And as you exhale, calming down. Inhale one more time, lifting the hips up. And And exhale, slowly bringing them back down. And one more time, inhale, lifting your hips up. And you're gonna move the hips now in the air. So allow the feet and the knees to kind of respond to this movement and feel how you're massaging the upper back now. You can even grab a hold of your elbows or forearms and feel how you start massaging your back. Loosening up here. And slowly coming back down. Hug the knees into the chest and bring the forehead towards them. And then you're going to roll up, back and forth. One more time, coming up. And then make your way to all fours now. So bring your palms underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. Let's take a few rounds of cat-cow. So inhale, send the tailbone up, lift your chest and lift your chin. And as you exhale, round the spine, push into your palms, bring the chin underneath you, and really draw the navel in and up. Again, inhaling, coming into cow. Exhaling into cat. Inhale. And exhale. So inhale now, coming into cow pose again. And as you exhale, you're going to start playing with any possible movements here on all fours, playing with the range of motion, using your breath as a tool for exploring the body or having a conversation with the body. Looking towards your tail, allowing the elbows to kind of pulsate, to respond to the movement in the shoulders and the back. And then bringing it down into the hips. So if you slide your palms slightly more forward, we're going to drop our hips down, come into upward facing dog. So here we're going to start negotiating the weight between the left and the right hand. So make sure you're also pulsing the elbows, looking over the shoulders. You might even see your heels swaying from left to right. Good, and then finding center again. Push down into the palms, draw the shoulders back to open the chest. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, you're gonna push the hips towards the back, come through a half circle and start creating an 8 shape. So you're drawing an 8 shape with your hips. Coming forward, crossing. And if another shape feels better for your body, you're welcome to find your own rhythm. And then switching directions. And finally, we're going to come into child's pose. So keep your palms and your hands in front of you and drop the forehead down to the mat. You're going to stretch both hands outside of the mat and give your side body a nice stretch. And keep moving the hips here. Allow the chest to respond to that movement. Take a few more deep breaths into the side of the rib cage. And then walking hands to the other side. Feeling a lengthening line all the way from your hand down here, through the ribs, into the hip. Keep moving a little bit, guiding the breath in between the ribs. Good. Then coming back to all fours. So really ground the palms underneath the shoulders and use your fingertips to kind of slightly grab the mat. So we're going to start with our right leg. So tuck the toes on your left side and then start creating hip circles with your right knee. You can switch directions immediately after one circle, or take a few rounds into one direction or the other. Just be curious of how it feels to have a right hip joint. Straightening out the leg, bending that knee. Good. Now we're going to place our right foot behind the left and come into side plank. So lifting the right arm up, looking towards the fingertips. And so see if you can explore the sensation of lengthening the limbs away from the joints, but at the same time pulling them all back in. So a few deep breaths here. Finding stability and focus and deep breathing. Good, now inhale, find a nice long side stretch. Exhaling there, bringing both hands down, stepping the right foot on the outside of the right hand. Okay, so now we're gonna start massaging the bottom part of our right foot. So the sole of the right foot, the heel rolling up to the side of the foot, coming up to the base of the toes. And you see how the ankle and the knee and even the hip joints start to respond to this movement. The whole of the leg is now having a exploration. So keep breathing. Nice. And now you're going to step into the toes on the back leg. Have a few pulses here. So you have a nice wide space between your left hand and the right foot. And now inhale, lifting the right arm up. Exhaling here. We keep negotiating the weight through that back leg and inhale. And as you exhale, you're gonna start exploring that right arm. Feel what needs to happen in the right hip as you explore, as you move freely. Good. Now bringing the right hand down, step into plank. And really bring the shoulders above the hands now. Really start activating through the heels. You're pushing out the heels. You're squeezing the butt cheeks. You're squeezing the thighs. And you're rounding the upper back a little bit. Inhale. And exhale into your first downward facing dog.
Pushing the sits bones up and back. Have a little conversation with your feet, your legs, bending one knee at a time, allowing the heels to sink one at a time. And let's go through a waving vinyasa. Now inhale, lifting your heels, rounding the spine, moving the weight forward. And exhale, drop the hips. You can even drop the knees.
Inhaling here.
Exhaling back to down dog. Again, inhaling, rounding up the spine. Exhaling.
Upward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale.
Beautiful.
And coming back down to all fours, I'm gonna move to this side now because yeah, I think it feels better.
So again, bringing your palms underneath the shoulders. And now let's take our left knee out for an exploration. So moving the hip joint, exploring range of motion. If you want to switch directions or play with a different angle now, straightening out the leg. Good. And then from here we'll come into side plank again. So bring that left foot firmly in the mat or the ground behind your right, and lifting your left hand up, looking towards the fingers. Same thing here. Keep finding that sensation of lengthening the limbs away from the joints and then pulling them back into the sockets. So breathing. Nice. As you exhale, coming back to all fours, and now bring the left foot out to the side. I might actually show it to you like so. So allow the inner part of the sole or the foot to kind of lift up as you come to the outer edge of the foot and massage. And then you move the weight slightly back to come up to the heel to really come down through the arch and then lifting up so you're massaging the base of the toe. I hope you can see. So keep moving in circles. Feel how the ankle and the knee have to respond to the movement. I'll move back here. Nice. And then bringing that left foot firmly down, step into the back toes. Have a few pulses here. You can always come up to the knuckles on the right hand now if the wrist is tired. And then inhale, lifting your left arm up. Exhaling there. Take another deep breath in. And as you exhale, start moving that left arm into circles or into any shape or form it wants to. Remember, don't try to make a beautiful movement. Be focusing on how it feels to be in this body, and how it's all connected. And then inhale coming all the way back up. Exhaling, step the left foot back and come into high plank. Make sure the shoulders are above the wrists, squeezing the butt cheeks together, the quads. And exhale, find downward facing dog. Walk your dog a bit. And then let's come into 3 rounds of waving vinyasa. So inhale, round up the spine, move the weight forward. Exhale, drop the hips, drop the knees even. Upward facing dog, inhale here. Exhale, back to down dog. 2 more times on your own. You can try keeping the knees off the ground next time, negotiating the weight always between the sides. One more time. Beautiful. Now start walking the feet towards the hands. Keep hip width apart. Grab a hold of your knees. Grab a hold of your elbows and let the head hang. Finding some nice length in between the vertebrae as you let your head, shoulders completely surrender to gravity. Now drop the hands down. Start rolling up vertebra by vertebra. Bending the knees, pushing the hips forward to get that roll into the upper body. Very good. Okay. So find a nice stance, maybe a little bit more than hip width apart, your feet. And let's just start moving the hips in circles. So feel how the legs and the upper body responds to this simple circular movement. Changing directions. And then changing directions again, but this time try to isolate the movement in the hips or get that deeper hip movement. You still kind of have to respond in the upper body and the legs a little bit. And then the other way. Healthy hips right there. Good. Now step the feet even wider. Inhale, lift your arms up. And exhale, come down to squat. So normally we would go into squat later on in the practice. But since we're working with the hips, I find it makes sense, right? So we're not going to stay too long in it. We're going to just kind of wiggle in it. So move the legs from side to side. Same thing we were doing, lifting the arch of the foot up a bit to have that conversation into the groins. Can you let go of your hands? Nice. Okay, so now bring the heels back down. Really push down into the heels and push the knees out to the side. Inhale, we're going to come up, open the arms to the side, and then exhale, come back down to squat. Really use the core, use the pressing down in your feet. Inhale.
Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Inhale, come all the way up. And exhaling here. Good. Now come standing on the top of your mat and do 3 rounds of sun salutation. So bringing the feet together, standing tall, lengthen the crown of your head up, and find your focus now. Deep breath in through the nose, filling up your chest. And now inhale, lift your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, step or jump back to chaturanga. Inhale, open your chest. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now 5 deep breaths. Let's just make them 3 deep breaths. That's 1. 2. 3. Inhale, step, walk or jump towards the front of your mat. Lift your chest, lengthen the spine. Exhale, drop your head. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, Samastitihi. So you can bring your legs back together, but it's okay also to have your legs apart. Again, inhaling, arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale to lift your chest and heart. Exhale, step or jump into chaturanga. Remember, only go halfway down. Strong core. Inhale, open your chest. Exhale, downward facing dog. 3 deep breaths. And then inhale, step, walk or jump towards the hands. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, drop your head. Inhale, coming all the way up. Exhale, Samastitihi. 1 more time. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, folding forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, step or jump, chaturanga. Inhale. And exhale. Okay, so let's get into some core work now. Bending the left knee. Inhale, lift your right leg up. Exhale, draw the knee towards the right shoulder. Inhale, shoot the leg up. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, leg up. Exhale, knee towards the left elbow. Now inhale, lift the right leg up. And now bend the knee. Hope you can see me. Bend the knee and open it to the side. Maybe taking a hip circle in one direction and then the other. Now inhale, straighten that right knee. Exhale, step the foot between the 2 hands. Inhale, rise up. Strong legs. Start pulsing the hips, Really using your core, your lower abdominals here to lengthen up out of the pelvis. Try to relax the shoulders. Beautiful. And now bring your back heel down and come into warrior two. So you're really opening up the hips here. Make sure the right knee is over the right ankle. Arms out to the side. Using your shoulder blades, pull them in towards each other and breathe. Good. Now you're gonna straighten that front knee, interlace the fingers behind your back. Inhale to open your chest, bring the arms back, and then exhale, bend that right knee again, and come into a forward fold here. Try to bring that right ear next to the right knee, and breathe. One more deep breath. And then inhale, coming up. And exhale, I'm gonna turn around actually now. Exhale, bend the left knee and come into a squat. So now we start addressing the inner thighs and the groins. Inhale, walk toward the other side. And exhale, come into the squat. And now you have the option now to use your hands or not. And we're gonna move with the breath between the two sides. So as you inhale, coming up, exhale, squatting down. Inhale up, exhale, squatting down. Strong core, inhale up, exhale down. Last time, inhale, and exhale. Good, now inhale, come to center, rise up a little bit. Make sure that the knees are opening to the side and they're above the heels. Start straightening your spine, bring your palms in front of your heart, and let's just strengthen the hips now a little bit, okay? So you can move from left to right slightly, push your palms together, try to straighten your spine and breathe. Beautiful, then straighten your knees and give the hips a little shake. Nice. So bringing your hands down, step the feet back. I might actually do it on this side now. Or no, I will do it this side again. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog, and exhale, downward facing dog. So we'll be doing the same thing on the left side now. Bend that right knee. Inhale, lift your left foot up. Exhale, knee to left shoulder. Inhale, leg up. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, leg up. Exhale, knee to right elbow. Inhale, shoot the leg up. And exhale, bend the knee to the side. Maybe taking one circle with the hip. One into each direction. And then inhale, straighten the knee. Exhale, step the foot between the two hands. And inhale, rise up. Find your balance. Start pulsing the hips up and down. Finding some range of movement here. Using that back leg to negotiate the weight. back of the heel, back heel down, coming into warrior two now. So make sure you bend that front knee over the ankle, arms come out to the side, breathing deeply here. Sinking the hips down, focusing on one point. Then as you inhale, you're going to straighten your front knee. You'll interlace the fingers behind your back. Inhale, stretch out, bend that left knee, and exhale, drop your head down, bring the left ear next to the left knee. Opening the shoulders, strong legs. And one more deep breath. Inhale, coming up. And we start the squatting again. Exhale. Right side. Inhale, coming up. Use the strength of your legs. Be agile on your feet. Really, it's like you're hugging the mat in with the toes, with the foot to get that lift up. Mula bandha always active. You can play with some movements in the arms. Ooh. Nice. So coming back to center now. This time let's straighten the knees, turn the toes slightly inward, bring the hands towards the hips, take a deep breath in, and a full breath out to come into a forward fold. Bring your palms underneath your shoulders now. Take a deep breath in here to lift the chest, lengthen the spine, and exhale, drop your head towards the mat. Just like you're pushing your hands forward. You can get that extra leverage there. Now if you feel like coming into tripod headstand, feel free. When you come out of it, lift your chest up to decompress your spine a little bit, and exhale, drop your head again. Good, now inhale, lift your chest, walk towards the front of the mat, step into plank, exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Then when you're ready, walk, step, or jump towards the front of the mat. Exhale, fold forward, and inhale, roll up the spine to standing. Okay, so we'll do a balancing pose now, which is includes a hip opener. Okay, so make sure you're going to put the weight in the left foot. Make sure you bend the left knee. Make sure you're never locking it. And let's just get a little feel for balancing on one leg here. Maybe taking small pulses with the knee. And then dorsiflex the right foot, place the right ankle onto the left thigh. Keep gazing to one point, fix your gaze, and then bend the standing knee so you feel now opening on the right outer hip. Keep breathing. If you feel like going deeper, you might want to hug the bent leg. Another option here is to come into a handstand from there. We might play with that another time. Bring the palms back to center. Inhale, lift the right knee up. And exhale, come back to standing. Might want to give that left leg a little shake. And get ready for the other side. So first, it's always good to kind of prepare, give the body a hint for what's coming, right? So just a few pulses, just to activate all those little balancing muscles in the ankle and the knee. Make sure the right hip is not sinking, you're really lifting out of the hip. And placing the left ankle on the right knee. Starting to bend the standing knee. Palms together and fix your gaze. Stable and grounded. Use the breath. If you want to take it further into the hugging, bring the palms back to center. Inhale, rise up, and exhale, stepping back. Now give your right leg a shake. Okay, so again, widening your stance. Allow the toes to point slightly out. And then we'll inhale, lift our arms up. And exhale, come into the squat again. This time to stay, to hold the position. So strong legs, you're pushing the heels down so you kind of lift slightly up. You're not sinking into the shrimp shape. You're pushing your elbows into your knees and you're pushing your knees into the elbows. Use your mula bandha, your pelvic floor, lengthening the crown of the head up, and breathe. And one more deep breath here. And then bring your hands behind you, sit down, bring the heels more forward, and then start to sway the knees from left to right. Sway here. Okay. So, straightening up your left leg, sitting high up on your sits bones. You're going to bend the right knee, bring your right arm underneath the knee, and we're going to have a little more conversation with the hips now that they're warmed up. We'll be just playing with some free movements here. Maybe you want to try kissing your big toe. Maybe playing with lifting the heel above your head. One of these days. And then you're going to be bringing the right heel inside of your left thigh. And you're going to press that right heel into the left thigh. So you get like that balance or that stability. Okay, and then you want to turn your torso or upper body facing the left leg. Inhale, lengthen the arms up, and exhale, folding forward. And keep the palms on either side of the leg,
or grab a hold of the foot. Keep pushing that right heel into the thigh and breathe. One more deep breath. Inhaling, coming halfway up here, and exhaling. So now keep that right knee where it is, and we're gonna play with bringing the left ankle into half lotus. Now you might want to move that right leg a little bit more forward. So it's like we were doing in the beginning, but it's a little sort of the next level. So don't push your knee down. Just see what's going on in the hip. Maybe there's a lot of things going on in the ankle. So just kind of listen, breathe. Don't try to force your body into doing anything. If you feel like coming forward into a forward fold, that's fine. It feels good on the knee. Taking 3 more deep breaths. And slowly coming out of the pose. Exhaling. And then gently release the half lotus. So straightening up your legs, do what you have to do. If you need to shake the thighs up a little bit or the kneecaps. Otherwise, start preparing for the other side. So we'll bring the left heel into the inner thigh now. Inner thigh of the right leg, of course. And then push it in, activate that right leg, and turn your upper body facing the right toes. Then inhale, lift your arms up. Exhale, coming into Janu Shirsasana. And a few deep breaths. Keep pushing that left heel into the right thigh. One more deep breath. Inhale to come up. Exhaling, let's play with the half lotus on the other side. So bring the right ankle to the upper thigh. You might want to move that left foot more underneath the knee. And then just see what's going on this side. It might be something completely different. So just breathe. Maybe moving a little bit. Perhaps working your way into the forward fold. Just listen what's going on in the body right now. And taking 3 more deep breaths. And slowly make your way out of the posture wherever you are. Straightening both legs. Give them a little shake, a little massage. Good. Now bring the soles of the feet together. Grab a hold over the toes and just have a little wiggle here. You can flap the butterfly wings. You can do some cat and cow movements with the spine. And then eventually coming to a forward fold. You can keep holding the toes if that feels better. You can even use the elbows to support your shins. So you can get a little deeper opening into the groins. But don't be focused on the sensation of a stretch necessarily. Just breathe into the shape that the body's in and surrender into it. One more deep breath. Inhaling, coming up. And exhaling here. Good, so before we come into our closing, I'd like you to come into bridge pose again. So bring your heels underneath your knees, and then inhale, lifting your hips up. Might want to interlace the fingers under your bum this time, bring the shoulder blades closer to each other, and then imagine you're pushing your shins forward, pushing the heels down and the shins forward. Breathe here. Exhale to come all the way down. Hug your knees into the chest, give your lower back a little massage again. Okay, so now shoulder stand for our closing. Lifting all the way up, supporting your back with the palms. Might want to wiggle the elbows closer to each other. And then make sure you create more or less a straight line between your shoulders, your hips, and your feet, so you don't get too much strain on the neck. Also, do not try to move your head like I was doing. There's another option here. You can come into Viparit Karani. It's a more gentler version of shoulder stand. So you create like a platform with your palms and allow your bum to kind of fall down. So you're supporting your lower back here. In that case, it's okay to bring the feet more over the head because it's completely different position. So take 8 to 10 deep breaths here. And then when you're ready on the exhalation, come into Halasana, plow pose. So you're bringing your hands down. You can grab the outside edges of the mat or interlace the fingers behind your back. Don't overstretch, but more or less try to straighten your knees. So you feel now the lengthening of the whole back line of your body. Breathe into that. Push the shoulders down to create more space for your lungs to breathe, for the blood circulation. Then use your arms or hands as brakes to roll down vertebra by vertebra. I will slide back up the mat so you can see me. So for our final posture today, we'll do fish pose, of course. I like to do it with straight legs, but you're welcome to do it with crossed legs or lotus. So I bring my hands underneath the hips or the bum. I press into my elbows to lift the whole of my upper body up. Then I'm pushing the chest forward, higher up, dropping the head back and allowing the crown of the head or back part of the crown to kind of land down. And be willing to adjust the position of your elbows so it feels good on your shoulder and the neck. And take a few deep breaths here. Make sure you come gently out of the position. Interlace the fingers behind your head. Look from left to right. Adjust your neck. And again, you can then drop your head and hug the knees in one last time. And I'd like to give you an option now if you want to take Shavasana normally or bring the soles of your feet together for Supta Baddha Konasana. You can start your Shavasana in this way, and then when it feels right, just straighten out the legs. So taking your final rest after today's practice, allowing the palms to face up, the back of the hands down. If you're in Supta Baddha Konasana, try to relax the inner thighs and the groins. Just allow gravitational pull to open the hips more. Swallow deeply. And exhale out through the mouth. Relaxing the face, your eyes and your jaws. Tongue. Relaxing your throat. Relaxing your shoulders. Relaxing your upper arms. Your elbows. And your forearms. Feel the sensations in your wrists and palms. Relaxing all 10 fingers. Feel the center of your chest. Spread awareness down the abdomen and into the pelvis. Feel both thighs, front and back, and your knees.
shins and calves. Feel your ankles and feet. All 10 toes together. Feel the soles of your feet and your heels. Feeling the whole back part of your body. Feeling the whole front part of your body. And feeling your whole body together. One body, one sensation. Now allow your awareness to sink deeper and deeper through the layers of your being. Staying present with the rhythm of your breath and the rhythm of your heartbeat. Allow yourself to float in the infinite vastness of space-time for the next 10 to 15 minutes. Thank you. Namaste.